Hello students, today we will see various Hadoop shell commands in this video. I have already installed Hadoop on this system, so before starting the Hadoop I should go to the Hadoop folder, that is user local Hadoop. Now here what I will do is I will start the Hadoop file system using start-dfs.sh, that is the first starting the DFS distributed file system. We have to start the name nodes over here, so name node is starting over here. We can see the data node is also started using starting data node. We can see so various components, various elements of this Hadoop distributed file system, HDFS file system is going to start. Secondary name node is also started over here. We can see that. Now after this DFS start, I will do the start of yarn, yet another resource negotiator. So I will do this yarn start over here, start minus yarn.sh. So the yarn daemons, the resource manager, secondary name node manager, everything is started over here. So using the command jps, Java process status, we can see various processes which are started under the Hadoop. So here we see various processes using the jps command. So we see here resource manager, secondary name node, node manager, data node, name node. Every component of the Hadoop file system is started. Now we can work on the Hadoop using the shell of this Hadoop. But for that I will see the Hadoop version that I am using over here. So you can see Hadoop version, that is a command to see the Hadoop version. So every detail is seen over here in the Hadoop version. What is the version and what are the other details with respect to Hadoop version. So here we have the Hadoop 2.6.3. The sub version is also mentioned over here, compiled by the compiler, protoc, okay, source checksum, and all the other details are also shown over in the Hadoop version. So the Hadoop version 2.6.3 is used over here. Now to open this Hadoop shell, I will use the bean slash Hadoop, okay, fs. This is the command to start the shell and work on the shell of the Hadoop. So here bin slash Hadoop fs, then minus l is a normal ls command of our Linux file system, listing of all the directories. So I will list out directories under the root directory, and I will also list out under the main folder, that is the slash folder over here. So I will say fs minus ls slash, so I can see all the directories under the slash, under the main file system, under the actual file system. So root directory is there, and there is all the subdirectories like dir1, hbase, input data set, tmp user, all are directories under the slash. Now in this what I can do is I can see the contents of this in details of every of this. So I can see minus r is the option given to see this ls over here. So I can see all the files, folders inside each of the directories what we see right now using this minus r, and this minus ls slash is for the purpose of only to see the contents or the list of the directories rather. Now I can also see the contents of this dir1. So fs minus ls slash dir1, that is the, so I see there is one file sample.txt under this dir1. Now there is a command to create a directory, so I will use this minus mkdir command to create a directory over here. So I will create a directory dir2 over here. So minus mkdir slash dir2. So we have created a new directory over here, we can see that. So here if I want to list out all this, I can check fs minus ls slash. So this dir2 is also listed in the list of directories, you can see over here. dir2 is also mentioned over here. Now to see what are the contents of the sample.txt under the dir1, I will just say minus cat command under sample.txt, which is a file under this dir1. So I can see the contents of the sample.txt using minus cat command in the dir1 sam folder. So we see the contents are the text file, so it will be listed like what are the contents like hi, hello, kkw. So some text is mentioned in the sample.txt. Now I can copy the file from this using cp command, which is from this to dir2 and this. So I can copy this dir1 sample.txt to dir2 in the sample.txt file. So you can see the file is created and inside this dir2. It will be showing the contents of dir2. It is copied over here, so I can list out this all these dir2 contents. So you can see a new file is created over here. Inside this it is sample.txt. Now in this sample.txt I already show how to use the cat command, then how to copy it, how to create a directory, then we can move the directory using the mv command. Like moving is copying one directory to another, so I can copy this directory 1 to some dir2 as well. So you see that dir1 is copied to dir2. So I will also again list out the contents of dir2. So we'll see what are the contents of dir2. You can see that dir1 is also moved over here in this dir1, and if I just see the slash contents as after I'm moving, so it is not there. Okay, so it is moved inside the dir2. Now we have one file and one folder inside this dir2, and I can have some another command, like I can put the contents of local to this dir2 or dir1 inside this dir2. So there is a command which is put command. So there is a path for this put command. I should take this path over here and I can use this path. That is okay, it's not a complete path, I have to wait for that. Okay, so I have to put this home student desktop data sample.txt to slash dir2 slash dir1. Yes, I can use this, or it may be showing some like duplicate file, but we'll see that we have to put this file inside the dir2. So it is giving that file already exists. So what I will do is I will create a new directory over here first, and then I will put this sample.txt from the local to this dir3. Okay, so I will put this home student desktop data sample.txt, which is already there in the local path, to the dir3. So now put command is working like it is creating a file on the local, from local to the HDFS file system. So I can again ls this, what are the contents of this. So dir3 is already there, but what are the contents of dir3, that I can also check over here. So the same file from the local is taken and is put inside the dir3. Okay, you can see sample.txt inside dir3. Okay, so we have seen the cp command, ls command, put command. Now there is a get command which is opposite of the put command, where we are doing is we are putting this. So I will say sample3.txt is created from the dir3 sample.txt. So this sample.txt is get, means it is taken from HDFS file system, which is this is HDFS file system, and it is put on the local file system. So home student desktop data sample3.txt is there, so it is creating a new file on the local from this. So put and get, so it is saying permission denied, copying permission is denied. So we can see that the super user, hd user is super group user is there. So I should use some chmod command for this. So here we have chmod command for this sample.txt. So I will say plus r plus w. Okay, right, I will just add this mode to this sample.txt. So there is a change of this, and check that again this dir3 contents. Okay, yes, you can see rw, all the w permissions are given. I will check whether we should able to get this file on the local now again. Okay, still saying permission denied, so we should check again. So we should have this x, we'll check it, or whether it's allowed to add this chmod executable. Now we can get this file from dir3 to this. Okay, so the permission denied, this is because of the permission not for this available. So I will check this super user. Okay, so there is a copy from local, this command is there, copy from local. So this works similar to the put command. So it works like I will just write it over here: home, student, desktop, sample.txt, which is put on this dir3. Okay, so copy from local, this local path to dir3, and I will check whether it works over here. Oh, still no such a file directory. So here what happens, copy from local, it is not allowing to do this again. So it's better to use the put command only. We already use this put command over here. So there is one more command, like we have this face minus display free space, that is a df. So we can see how much is the free space available used, what is the size on this localhost 9000, which is the port number, size, use, available usage and all. Okay, that is shown over here. Then we can have this one more command, touch a z command, to create a new txt file. So I will create a, insert this under this dir3, one new .txt file. So it shows new file creation, we'll see that. Yes, so again I will check the contents of this dir3. What are the contents, whether it's creating this new .txt. Yes, we can see here new and sample both are there. Now I can copy this sample to the new file, so we know that what is the sample contents. So I will use this cp command to copy the contents of dir3, sample.txt to dir3. new.txt. So copying one file to another file, see that whether it allows us to do this. Our file exists, so we should do this new one.txt, check that. So we can use the cp command. Now again I will see the new one. We can do this cat command. So what are the contents of this new one.txt? Yes, it allows same. So finally we will again list out all these contents of the various list of directories, and I can have this all recursive contents of the directories. So we'll see that okay, there are many directories, but our interest is not this all, this dir2, dir3, you can see this, then dir2 over here. So dir1 inside this, dir3 is there, sample new, both files are created under this dir3. Now I should be able to remove the directories as well. I should be able to remove this minus r, so I will just remove the directory 3 first. We should be able to remove this. Yes, it should allow us to remove it. So okay, yes, it's deleted. Now I should be able to remove this directory 2 as well. So it should be also allowed to delete, and then we can also list out this all directories again. We'll see that okay, it's not there. So this way we can create the various folders, various files, we can copy it, we can create a new blank file. We should be able to do each and every operation with this file system. Now after doing all this operation, I should be able to stop this all, stop minus all dot sh better way. So all the services will be stopped over here. I will go out of this Hadoop file system. So after going out, we cannot access any of the files because they are available on the Hadoop file system HDFS. They are not local to our computer. Okay, so all the name node, data node are stopped over here. We can see the secondary name node is also stopped over here. So all the services are stopped over here. And after this, yes, yarn is also stopped, resource manager, every yarn daemon is also stopped, localhost is stopping this node manager as well. What are the various components what we see are already stopped. So if you again do this jps, and if you again try to read this or work on this, it will not able to show. You can see here failed connection exception. Why it is? Because we are not connected to Hadoop file system. We are now on the local file system. Okay, so we are not allowed to use this because it's not working. The Hadoop is not working. So like this we can work on the various shell commands. So to summarize, we have seen how to create the directories, how to create the files inside directories, how to see the contents of the directories, mkdir, ls command with the various options. Then we have the cp command, we have the cat command, rm command, then we have the put command, gate command. All these commands we have seen under this Hadoop shell. So I will just do this exit from this, and we can do exit from terminal. Thank you.